Bro, I didn't even know that Phase 5 even existed. So, Thunderbolts is the last movie that closes out Phase 5? I didn't even know. Like, I was totally clueless. I remember when I was watching San Diego Comic Con back in 2022, they told us that we're entering Phase 5 with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Like, after that, I just totally forgot about the thing being Phase 5 and also. And after watching most of the movies and shows, I can confidently say that Phase 5 is a load of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, flop. The Marvels, flop. Echo, disaster. Secret Invasion, butt cheeks. What if, Agatha all along, should I even explain it?
But Agatha is the gayest Marvel project yet. Do you agree?
It better be, because that's what I signed up for.
Nigga, what?
The only projects that I liked was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, maybe Loki, and even though this is not a related MCU project, X-Men 97 was a complete banger. And now we have Thunderbolts, which is actually surprisingly good.
What do you mean by that?
And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. A movie review on the Thunderbolts. And this is going to be a casual talk, and I'm going to go through like movie from beginning to the end. So yeah, it's already late for introduction. So yeah, let's get to it. I want to first start with the characters. So I'm just going to go random with this thing. So yeah, bear with me with this one. I want to start with Yelena. And to be honest with you, I never had interest with Yelena. Not because I hated her as a character or anything. She was not that interesting. She was just a carbon copy of Black Widow. Even though she's a Black Widow, but she wasn't really that likable to me. You also had that storyline with her and Clint Barton in the Hawkeye show, which, I don't know, I don't really care about B-plots, but I completely ignored that one. Surprisingly, Marvel actually knows how to write female characters. For the first time in 5 years, they know how to write female characters.
No way. Wait.
She doesn't feel forced. She has a decent arc in this movie. At first, I didn't want her to be the main character of the Thunderbolts because of the MCU. However, she's okay in my book. You know how these Mary Sues have no personality and no flaws? This movie intentionally shows you that she has flaws. And it worked. In the beginning of the movie, she starts with an inner monologue talking about this dark void, no pun intended, this emptiness inside of her losing her sister, and her trying to find a purpose in life. The way she fills up this void is by taking these contract kills from Val, being a basic assassin, and alcoholism, which just makes everything worse. Her whole shtick in the movie is that she's sent by Val to go get rid of some evidence of her super secret super soldier program. She does succeed in the mission by blowing up the lab and also saving this hamster. I also want to talk about most of these characters because I didn't care about any of them except Bucky. And maybe the US agent. I want to start with the US agent because there's this unnecessary hate for the US agent that I don't understand. I mean, this is a guy who was a decorative soldier and loved serving his country. People are just giving him a lot of crap. Like, bro, like, you have Ghost calling him a reject Captain America for killing an innocent man.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
I'll have you know it's actually the official Captain America, so...
Yeah, for like 2 seconds before you publicly murdered an innocent man on the streets. Do I have that right?
Stop the cap.
Oh my god, the same innocent man who is a terrorist and helped kill innocent people by blowing them up in a building. The same innocent man who was stealing resources, freaking resources from other innocent people. And you're calling this nigga an innocent man. The Falcon Winter Soldier is just a stupid show in my opinion. They like villainizing John Walker and making his villains look sympathetic. Like bro, I just can't stand it, man. It's just so stupid. You might argue that he did out of anger, rage, and vengeance, but you can't just go there and say that he killed this supposed innocent man and you call him the villain. Like, that doesn't work. But no, Captain America has never killed. That makes Walker a bad guy. First of all, have you watched First Avenger? Like, the whole point of him being a soldier is taking down the Nazis. Like, you're seeing him using a gun, right? He's literally killing them. And those guys were Nazis. evil people. There's no difference. The only good thing about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is John Walker. He wasn't really a bad person per se. Yeah, he had instances where he was acting like a douchebag, but he ain't a villain. Ghost saying that sentence makes her look stupid. I mean, these people should just apologize to John Walker. He doesn't deserve this hate. Not one bit. When Bob accidentally invades his mind, we see a scene from his past where he's neglecting his family, not taking care of his baby because he's looking on his phone, looking at the negative criticism on what happened on that day when he killed the flag smasher. He had a fight with his wife for not taking care of the kid. Later on, they divorced. I think they divorced. I don't know. Yeah, let me just assume that they divorced because of that. And he's a skilled fighter who was literally holding his own on both Yelena, Taskmaster, and Ghost at the same time. The movie also amps up his arrogance and egotism, and he's funny in his own way. My only downside is that they didn't develop him enough. I wish they did. But yeah, it was pretty solid. I also want to talk about Ghost, who I got shocked that they were going to put her in this movie, and I literally didn't care about her. She's obviously a gender swap villain, and a forgettable one at it. Turns out this movie made me like her. She also has the same issue with Walker, as she doesn't have enough character development to pique my interest in her. Like, her own tragic flaw is her wearing that suit so that her powers don't go under control that might absolutely kill her. And she said it as a joke, but whatever. She was okay, I guess. We also have the Red Guardian. I remember when I made my Avengers Doomsday video and I said that I didn't like Red Guardian, that this guy was just an absolute jobber who makes unfunny jokes and is completely useless. Turns out that this guy wasn't useless at all. And this guy actually made me laugh for the first time ever since I saw him in the MCU. I mean, sometimes his jokes weren't landing, but he was actually quite funny. And his whole arc in the MCU is about him being a failed superhero for the Soviet Union and his regrets of not being a proper parent. Turns out that this movie leans more into that. As the very reason why he cracks up these jokes and tries to be humorous is because he's hiding this self-guilt that he wasn't there for Yelena. And him being a deadbeat dad. They even have an argument in the beginning of the movie when she brings up her work with Valentina. And also in the end of the movie, when Yelena was acting shit on herself and everyone else, that this guy actually took things legit seriously. He didn't crack a joke. He didn't break the tension. He didn't do anything stupid. He apologized to her, comforted her in her worst times. Honestly, it's like this movie really understood the assignment of emotional scenes. So like this past Marvel Phase 4, Phase 5 movies where they crack unnecessary jokes when they don't need to. Like, bro, is this even a Marvel movie? Anyways, Red Guardian's cool in my book. Continue treating him like this, Marvel, then he's going to be my favorite character in the MCU.
I can do this all night. Call 1-833 Red Limo.
For the glory.
Bucky was also in the movie, and even though he had limited screen time, which I really hated, he did actually make the most of it. I think the reason why they gave him limited screen time is because they didn't want him to overshadow the other characters, which is understandable. Plus, Bucky is one of the best supporting characters in the MCU. The reason why he's a senator is because he wants to expose Val for doing evil, shady stuff, i.e. conducting illegal super soldier programs on people. He works along with this congressman named Gray on impeaching Val and sending her to jail for evil crimes. I want to talk about Valentina Allegra DeVontaine.
Who?
I'm just going to call her Valentina for now. She was actually a good villain, though, even though she's a copycat of Amanda Waller. She's very influential and comes off as more manipulative with her friends and her enemies, as she's the one who sent the Thunderbolts team both to their deaths, giving them contract jobs and some shady crap to do, like stealing, killing. Yeah, I mentioned killing in the first thing. Basically, her whole motives in the movie is to get rid of the Thunderbolts after sending them to do her evil work and get rid of the evidence of her shady doings. She's also responsible for creating the Sentry in this movie, which I'll explain later on in the video. She also has an assistant called Mal. Wait, that name is familiar. I never had it before. Oh, yeah, Okay. So we have Mel, who is the assistant to Valentina. In the movie, she knows that Valentina is so shady and wants to kill the Thunderbolts. So you have Bucky coming in, trying to spy on her so that he can get more intel on Val. She also has some bits of a backstory where she talked about how she was in high school at the day when the Chitauri invasion happened, and she fears that something like that might happen again since there are no Avengers. But Bucky tells her that we can be the ones that can save people in need, noting that these guys are going to become a team later on. She does get found out by Val and then gets threatened. The weirdest thing is that she saves Val from the Sentry and asks for a raise.
I want a raise.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Like, this chick threatened you, and you're coming to save her, and you're asking for a raise?
Sensational.
And finally, we have Taskmaster. Sorry, Taskmistress. Because Tony Masters was uninteresting for Karen Feige. So they decided to use the next big thing, Taskmistress. The first time I saw this plot twist reveal, it made me cringe. Like, it's a woman's head on a man's body. This is legit blasphemy to Taskmaster, the real Taskmaster, who is more interesting, has a personality, has a way better looking costume, except the underwear, and he has actual superpowers. Not some stupid chip attached in the back of his head. He has legit powers, photographic reflexes. He can literally mimic every fighting style of any character in the Marvel universe. He can also use magic, which isn't really magic, because the guy is basically like, you have been saying domain expansion gun, and then bam, you're dead. I'm not kidding. It's there on the freaking comic panel. Anyways, what happens to this woman? Yeah, she gets on the head by ghosts. She literally got ghosted by the ghost. And finally, we have Bob. Obviously, this character is the Sentry. He starts out as this confused guy in this same place at this same time in that same channel. He is very confused as to why he's here. And he stops the Thunderbolts from fighting. He's also very funny due to his confusion and him being so innocent. So the Thunderbolts escape the vault with him. And he has had this super cool dynamic between Yelena, since she's the main character of the movie and Bob is basically the villain. And this becomes very important in the final act. Val plans to use him as the next big thing. She does manipulate him in this movie, telling him that he has more potential with his powers, as he's very confused in this situation. She also lies to him about the Thunderbolts being bad guys that do bad things, having a point where she guides him how to use his powers, and turning him into a superhero known as the Sentry. And again, he is the next big thing. Bro, like, obviously guns can't kill him, or even his aura is unmatched. Like, that knife didn't even phase him. Yelena was useless. Ghost was an afterthought. Man, they're tossing Red Guardian as if it's some paper bag. They bent US Agent Shield. I don't know if it's vibranium or adamantium. These guys are complete jobbers. Like, goddamn, man. Bucky thought he was aura farming this moment. Like, dude thought he was Captain America from Infinity War. When Sentry grabbed that vibranium arm, man, it was raps for bro.
Bye, boy. Put you right there, boy. Bitch ass.
That guy didn't even wake up until he left the building. He does become the Void in this movie, and he does a quick domain expansion technique covering the whole of New York City in his impressive pocket dimension. We do see bits of his past in this realm. His dad abused his mom, he got beat up by his dad, he tried to defend his mom, but his mom told him to stop defending her or else it'll make things worse.
Mom, no.
I'm the hero. Look at you. What are you gonna do? Hero, Bobby?
Down. You're making it worse. You always make it worse.
No, that's fine.
So how did they defeat him? The team defeat the Void with the power of friendship. I'm not joking. They talk no jutsu him, which is okay. I mean, it does make sense since it's the Sentry. These guys can't physically beat him in a fight, and it's way better than Sam Wilson talking down the Red Hulk with trees. This movie also has a very interesting theme, and that is mental health. It does a very well deep dive into these characters, and it's a very mature theme that does work for the movie. Yelena Belova has psychological trauma from the Red Room. Red Guardian is filled with regret and guilt. Walker feels unappreciated, and his life is a wreck. Ghost has to live in a physical torment with her powers. Bucky is the most sane in the group, even though he had a relatively bad past, filled with manipulation, death, and destruction. Bob is constantly fighting with his darker half, and these things that I mentioned fit very well with the movie's narrative. I highly praise Marvel for doing this and trying out something new, because we don't have that these days. For a superhero movie, you need tons of action. The only 4 or 5 action sequences, I felt unsatisfied. The action would have been more interesting if Val had some villains like a Crossbones, a Silver Sable, Bullseye, a Wrecking Crew, or even send out the real Taskmaster to go hunt down the Thunderbolts while they're trying to go save Sentry. That would have made the fights more interesting. Another problem with this movie is that no one is watching it. Like, if the Thunderbolts was released after Endgame, then everyone would go and watch this movie. However, Marvel has done this to themselves with the failures that is Phase 4 and Phase 5. Plus, you need to watch other movies and shows to watch this movie, which I don't really recommend people doing that, which is just tedious and time consuming. Plus, these are C-list, D-list characters that took a name from another C-list, D-list characters, and are meaning the original Thunderbolts from the comics, who were originally villains who disguised themselves as a team of superheroes. The name had a meaning, Justice Like Lightning, and the team was originally led by Baron Zemo. Now they're called the New Avengers. Unless there's a word of mouth, people could go and watch this movie. However, we'll just have to wait and see. I actually like the movie. I give it a 7.9 out of 10. Because it's one of the only good, decent Marvel movies which doesn't over-rely on nostalgia and the multiverse to succeed. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Anyways, guys, that's just my review for today. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate if you do that. Also, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this movie. Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? Was it meh? Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Stay safe. Anyways, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.